Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is Food Empowerment Project, and you can help me help them help the animals by donating to our fundraiser here on Twitch, visiting their website, which I've just posted in the chat, or simply by watching my streams and bringing your friends, because I'll be making my own donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. If you enjoyed today's stream, please support my creative work by becoming a Twitch subscriber to remove ads and get cute emotes, joining my Patreon to get illustrated postcards and prints in the mail, or sending me some creative fuel through Buy Me a Coffee. Links to all of these are in my Twitch About section or in the YouTube description if you're watching the recording. Today is Wednesday, which means it's time for illustration, and I am back to work on my Bees Onomatopoeia piece. We're going to finish cleaning up and refining these lines. We made really good progress yesterday. I believe we got through almost this whole half. We got like all of this stuff done, and then we're working on this big flower. I remember that. I remember I was super happy yesterday because I was able to end at a point where it was really easy to remember what I would be working on the next day. So I'm just getting my tablet glove on so that my hand won't stick to my tablet as I'm drawing. Ooh, I'm also going to put some chapstick on. Suddenly feel like my lips are too dry, so I'll get a little chapstick on here. It's this lovely Maneki Neko flavor from Crazy Rumors. One of my Studio Mikarts patrons gave me this as a present last year. So it's my studio chapstick until it runs out. Okay, I am moving my keyboard and mouse and moving my tablet into my lap. Oh, El Penguin Jim, hey, great. You're able to join me. Hello. Hola, ¿cómo estás? I don't know any other Spanish than that, so don't answer in Spanish. You can answer in Spanish if you want. Welcome! I'm so glad you're able to join me. Hooray! So I don't know if you just heard my... Oh, it's lagging on your end. I'm sorry about that. I don't know if you heard my blurb, but I am working on my Bees Onomatopoeia piece. This is going to be the next set of Patreon rewards. It's also part of a group of images I'm working on to become an illustrated Japanese teaching art book eventually. So that's what we're working on today. Oh, I just realized I think I need to divide these lines. So we're going to get right back to it. Oh yeah, I remember I discovered that clear normal mode thing and I applied that. I forgot all about doing that yesterday. Whoops. Aha! It's already coming into effect. Whee! There. Clear mode. Yes, I think these need to be divided. Okay. So now this bottom flower is now really done. I missed that one line. Okay, so we can really move on to the main event as far as the flowers go. This is the biggest one, the biggest thistle flower in this piece. And just like yesterday, I am mostly, let's see, I think this is 3 in the front and 1 in the back, but it makes it look like it's going through. Maybe if I attach it here. I'm mostly looking for things like stray pixels, maybe areas where the line is a little too thin and could use a little bit of help, or it's too thick or whatever. But I'm also doing some major changes, like when a line is not curving the way I want or something like that. So we are in both cleanup and refinement mode right now. So since this flower is so big, I think I shall work around the outside and then work my way in. The other flowers yesterday were small enough that it was fine to just work from top to bottom or left to right, but this one is so big. I was just listening to the Fire Emblem soundtrack. Of course, I turned it off for my stream because I don't want any copyright issues. And it's so quiet now. Listening to my favorite one, Fire Emblem Awakening. That game makes me cry at the end. It's so good. Won't say anything more. If anybody hasn't played it, go ahead and go play it. This is a spoiler-free zone. Other than sharing that I love that Fire Emblem Awakening so much. It's such a good game. It's such a good game. It's such a good story. It's another beautiful, peaceful day here at Studio Mikarts as well. I've got my window open. So if you're hearing that airplane going overhead, that's why. It's just too nice to not have the window open. Ah, see, here's one of those. Just totally why is it so big? The heck? That was weird. Anyway, it's one of those super stray marks that we don't need. Don't need that. Moving up, oh, and moving out too, because I'm gonna make sure not to miss it. We've got this line here kind of tapering off, and I want to strengthen it. So we're zoomed in really close right now, but ultimately this is going to be a very small part of the image, so let's make it a little stronger. This was an instance where this line of this item that's behind should not be showing through. So we cut that line off at the point where it should disappear. Oh, Wolf is here too! Aw, look at my baby Ari. She's disappeared for me by now, but she'll be back. She is one of the cutest chibis. Although I have to admit that pretty much every animal chibi is one of the cutest chibis, but that doesn't make it not true. Welcome, Wolf! Thank you for joining me today! I'm so glad you could make it! Having a great day? How's it going? Of course, if you just want to lurk, you're always welcome. You never have to answer any questions of mine unless you feel like it. This one's very messy. I think I must have smudged this. I don't think this one should be like this. There, that looks way better. Oh, one of my favorite birds is outside right now. It's a black-capped chickadee, and they go, "Here, kitty." You can always recognize that their call sounds like, "Here, kitty." Aw, that's okay. Aw, thank you for trying at least to join me yesterday. But work is more important. If you're watching while working, gotta pay attention to your work first and foremost. Foremost. Tongue-tied. Super excited because if I can get through this fairly quickly today, I could resume adding color. Because I started doing that, that's why I got this green background here. But then I realized that it was very dirty looking still, the line work. But yesterday I was able to save myself a whole bunch of time by just going ahead and re-pulling it from the original scan, which totally worked, so I'm glad I tried it. Instead of trying to clean up all that sort of dust. Looked like dust. It wasn't dust, but that's what it looked like. Trying to clean that up by hand. Ooh. Did I do this bee? I don't really think there's anything to do on it, actually. So it's good. That bee is good. Yay! Okay, I'm still mostly focusing on the outside part of this flower. We'll come back in for this more middle part later. I love having this normal and clear mode mapped to my remote now, because it's actually even faster as long as I don't mind using the same brush. It's even faster than switching my stylus around, because the stylus you can flip it around like you would with a pencil, and then it recognizes that you're using the back and it will be the eraser tool. But this is even faster than that. You were surprised I streamed yesterday. I decided to add another day. I took 2 hours away from weekly writing work. So away from my Griffia novel work, in order to put it toward illustration. So now I'm doing 8 hours a week on illustration, including Chibi Friday, and 8 hours a week on Griffia. And I'm hoping that, combined with changing to quarterly rewards for Patreon, will allow me to finish illustrations like this, which is what I really, really want to mostly do, is these really big for me. They're not actually that big in the grand scheme of illustration and art. But for me, these are big. And this is what I mostly want to do, but it takes a lot of time. So changing to quarterly rewards plus adding the extra streaming day, I'm hoping that will allow me to create what I always say, more of my best work faster. That's what I'm always aiming for. I'm always aiming to create more of my best work faster. But it's not really faster, it's like sooner. To finish it sooner. Because I'm not working any faster. That's what I've learned over the years. The biggest thing I've learned about myself as an illustrator is that I can't work faster and create the same level of quality. And to me, quality matters. So, yes, finish them faster, but not actually work on them faster. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, I'm going to start streaming on Tuesdays now. As usual, a very long answer to your simple question. I guess I didn't really answer your question. Do you normally stream on Tuesdays? Not before, but starting this week, it will be. I think I answered it. Okay. I've gone all the way around. Time to move inward. So I suppose we could work on the bee first. I think the bee, it almost fits. It fits. Yes. It fits in the whole screen, so I can focus on it. Yeah, I don't want these little marks here. Some of them are okay if they add to the brush effect, but I don't need a bunch of them because that just looks messy to me. I'll take that emoji as my answer was satisfactory. If it all makes sense, that's all that matters. Always changing and trying to find my way to my goals in the best, most effective way. Ah, yes, I remember I wanted to adjust this line so that it was more in line with the outer part. So here's one we're actually going to do a lot more work. Whee! Yay, I need to look at these wings. These are the biggest wings I've drawn on this piece. So I want to look very carefully at their design. Make sure all such elements like that are looking how I want them to. I don't know if you can hear it, but Eve was snoring a little bit. She's snoozing. You can only see her back on the puppy cam. There's the black cap chickadee again. Here, kitty. So cute. Like, I've probably heard them in my life long before I noticed them. But a few years ago, I was like, what is that call? That is such a cute call. And I figured it out. Most people, you know, birders have a different description of what, if it was in English, what the bird would be saying. But I came up with my own because I really think it sounds like, here, kitty. Because it has the same sort of inflection, intonation. One of my characters in Griffia is part. The Griffin clan that I made up is part black cap chickadee because I wanted to include them. Let's line these up better. This is meant to be all lined up right here, but it's not lining up. And same here. Actually just draw it straight through and then we'll erase. Make these lines a little more robust in a minute. This is an area where it's likely I'll miss some pixels as I erase, so that's why at the end I'm going to turn that garish stroke effect back on so that it's really obvious if I have missed anything. How's that? I think the overall effect there is good. Maybe we can make this line a little bit thicker. I'll just attach it there. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm looking at all these different lanes and channels and trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. As I've been saying all along, it's not about making it absolutely perfect, but if there's some really obvious misconnection or something like it was here, we can modify it a little bit. Well, I think the wings are done for this fellow. Hooray! So let's look at the rest of the body. Oh, you know what? It's not actually all in because there's the legs here. I'll scroll up in a minute for that. I think for the most part, just add a little bit here. And all the fuzzies look pretty good. And we'll get rid of this tiny dot there. Yeah, we'll get rid of this one too. And this little dot too. Fuzzy, 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 fuzzy. Oh, and the fuzzies around the head too. Okay, we'll scroll up now for a look at this one antenna that's visible and then the 3 legs that are visible. Yay, the big flower top bee is done. So I think that means we can just move to this center area and then this whole flower will be done. Hooray! Next. This is actually very hard to look at because there are so many circles. Mostly want to get areas like this where one line is crossing over. They shouldn't be crisscrossing. One line or the other should end where they meet. Here's a spot where we could round it a little bit more. This one, oops, didn't mean to erase, I wanted to add. Same thing there. We don't need them all to be perfectly round, since in nature they wouldn't be anyway. But the more we have that are, the more pleasant it is, because we humans love things to be symmetrical. And this is ultimately made for humans. It's made for humans to look at. No, I don't like that. I think I just gotta change this whole line right here. Adding that much black was bringing too much attention. So maybe I'll just do... Oh, I know. I'll make it curve in more. Human art. Yeah. Art for humans. Even though it's art of bees, it's not for bees. Well, unless I'm raising money for bees using this. Then in a way, but that's indirect. Human music, what's that? I feel like that must be a reference that I'm not getting. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. I haven't seen Rick and Morty, even though I might like it because I heard that it's kind of loosely based off Back to the Future, which I love. But of course, much more vulgar and kind of weird. I can tell, even just, without having actually seen it. You started watching Severance. So many people are loving that show. What do you love about it? Without any spoilers. Spoiler-free zone as always. So many people. I'm hearing about it from so many people. Something I've heard that is like almost, you can't even really describe exactly why it's so good. It might be a thing I need to watch. But I have so many things to watch. That's why I don't often keep up with new shows, because I have so many old shows I'm still trying to deal with. The suspense keeps me on edge. Must be in a good way. In a good way. I don't like the kind of suspense where it makes me feel like, oh, come on. You know what I mean? Oh, Sarah's here too. Hello, Sarah. Oh, Lurk. Okay. Yay, thank you. Have a great walk with your dogs. Hope the weather is as fantastic over there as it is over here. Did the wrong one. Still did the wrong one. Oh, it thought I wasn't in Photoshop for some reason. There we go. Oh, now I forgot what I was working on. Which one was I working on? Oh, that one. What did I do? Oh, now it's not respecting my go forward thing. There. Okay. We're on clear. That's what I want. Clear mode. Clear brush mode. Which I only learned yesterday is basically eraser. So now my workflow in Photoshop is even faster than ever. So it's like ultimately that annoyance from yesterday that led me to discovering this was a, what do they call it? Blessing in disguise. Because I wouldn't have found out about this if I wasn't so frustrated about not being able to use my custom brush as an eraser. And now, not only do I know how to do that, I can do many more other things using this. Most intense suspense / anxiety was Punch Drunk Love. Such a good movie. I haven't seen that one either. I feel like that one I've heard of. Is it relatively new or is it an older one? And is it suspense as in, we've got like suspense thrillers where a lot of it is just people trying not to get killed. It's not really my favorite kind of thing, but there can also be suspense and thrillers, and it's more like, for instance, a ghost story, or it's just a complete mystery, and you're like, oh man, how are they gonna solve this, or what's going on, or whatever. Alright, little circle things in the middle of this flower. I think I'll look it over one more time, or else I'm going to do it again where I say it's good and then it's not. Then I keep working on it. Here's a little spot. I feel I'm very close, though. I am very close to being satisfied. Being satisfied with how this is going. Oh, older Adam Sandler. Oh, yeah, oh, awesome. It's actually a romance movie. Oh, man. I wonder if I shouldn't watch it then, because I have an anxiety disorder myself. It's under very good control these days. I've been working on it since 2015 with professional mental health experts, counselors, etc. But it doesn't mean that it's not something that comes back sometimes. Especially if it's extremely relatable. But that can also be kind of a relief to see that on the big screen, as it were. Is that something that it did for you that made you feel like, I'm not alone, or I'm not the only one, or something like that? Because that can actually be really helpful too. When it's put into a story that the main point is to be entertainment, there's a sort of, it legitimizes it in a way that other things don't. I don't know how to explain it, but I guess it's sort of like one of my favorite anime movies is, the English title is A Silent Voice, and the Japanese title is, I forgot what it is. It doesn't matter. It's A Silent Voice in English. And that was the first time I felt like my anxiety was captured visually and emotionally, and the way they depicted it, and I was like, that's exactly how I used to feel. And it was just made me cry because it was like someone really understands and was able to put it not in words but in an image, and a moving image, a scene that was playing out. It was unbelievable. It was incredible. Every time I see that part, I get choked up because it's so real. Oh, the music alone would almost set you off. Dang. I'm so glad that you also have been able to find a way to feel better too. Because it's indescribable, the difference. Getting professional help, it's just, there's no words for how much better life is. Don't miss those days. Me neither. Yeah, I've seen Belle. The music is really good. I have the music on my anime soundtrack. Love that one too. Did you get to see it in the theater? I got to see that one in the theater. I just noticed one little area that I missed on the outside part. Boop. It wasn't even zoomed in that close. I had zoomed out and I noticed it. Eva is snoring away. Wolf, what did you love about Belle? For me, I think the music was the best part. It was extremely energetic and moving and catchy. Snort. Eva snores so loud right now. You hadn't heard of it before it was on streaming. Yeah, I only heard of it because at the time we were doing a lot of the anime movies in theaters. Like, anytime there was an anime movie in a theater, we would go see it. So I hadn't heard of it. And it was like, well, let's just see it. It's an anime movie. Time to see it. Because we're those kind of otaku. Music, visuals, story, all so good. Yeah, the visuals were really cool too. I also like the concept. I wish that game was real. I'll try not to say too much, because if other people haven't seen it, there's probably plenty of people who haven't seen it, so I don't want to give anything away, but the concept of the main setting, we'll say, was really cool. Oh man, some of the neighbor cats are having a fight outside. Hope they resolve it. Speaking of anxiety, it always gives me such anxiety when the neighbor cats are fighting with each other. It's one of the many reasons I don't have outdoor cats and have indoor cats only. Oh, back to work. Okay, have a great time. I hope that you're able to fix the robot. You're back to hack at work. You gotta hack. Hack through. Solve the problem. Good luck, Wolf. Okay, this part really keeps messing me up. I'm going to completely redraw this petal right here. Because every time I look at it, it looks like one petal is just clear, and it's not supposed to look like that. So I'm going to draw it all the way over here, even though that's kind of a far distance from this one, but it'll work better from a storytelling point of view. I mean, this is such a tiny little piece of the story that maybe no one would even notice, but I notice, and that's what matters. I'm the one making this. I'm the one making all the decisions, so that's why it matters. Okay. That's much better. The only thing is it's a little close to this line, so let's move it down a bit, and then I can erase. There. Move this one, cut this one down a little bit too. There. Alright, big flower, are we done with you at last? I guess I don't like how this one is not as pointy as the rest. Should be bigger. And maybe we'll cut this down a little bit too. There, how about that? Let's look at it smaller, 50% size. And let's save also. We haven't saved in a little bit. In fact, I don't know if we saved all streams so far. Okay, see another one that's standing out. If it stands out at 50% zoom, I think that means that I should work on it. See another couple spots that could use a little work. It's so nice feeling like I can take my time and actually do this and not feel rushed. Because I always had this really strong sense of needing to get it done faster since I was doing Patreon rewards monthly. But now with quarterly, I can just focus on making this the best it can possibly be, which just gives me so much more satisfaction in my work too. So it's not just about lessening the deadline pressure, it's also about allowing me to enjoy making something that I'm really proud of, that I put a lot of work into, that I could focus on and get into the zone with. Because sometimes I was taking my focus off of this piece, or in the past, whatever my main project was, so that I could complete a smaller, faster project to serve as Patreon rewards. But that meant losing momentum here. Sort of like starting up a train, you know? So I'd have to jump off of the one train. I'd have to stop the one train, jump onto the other one, get it going, get to my destination there, then come back to the other train that I was originally on, get it going again too. Instead, I'm just riding this same train the whole time, non-stop. Feels really good. Oh, Casey Snow Art is here. Hello! Oh, so happy you could join me. Yay! How's it been going? Long time no chat. Hope you've been having a great... Well, I'm not sure if you're in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere. I assume Northern Hemisphere. I think you're here in spring. I hope you've been enjoying spring. Or if it's autumn for you, autumn. I think I am going to add more here too. After all, so that the thickness is equal on this line. Colorado. Okay. Rainy and green. It's a bit rainy here, but we're in a steppe environment, so it's not as rainy as I would like, but it sounds awesome over there. Rainy is my fave. Most of the year, everything is brown. So great to see it all. Maybe it's actually similar to here, because that's actually kind of how it is here, too. It was rainy the other day, and that was just magical. It was my favorite. Just be low energy all day in the best way. Yeah, after spring here, unless it's kept green through artificial means, the environment goes to brown. Brown and gold. It's a beautiful golden color, all the grasses. Been working on any cool new projects? I decided to take a social media break, and honestly, it's been great for focusing on my work. But that also means I haven't been able to keep up with fine folks like yourself and all of your amazing artwork. If there's anything you'd like to share, give it a little spotlight here. If you like. No pressure, of course. I thought I was close to done with this, but I'm finding more and more areas to have fun refining. Another thing that's great about this project in particular is the first 6 images were done as my illustration capstone project, so it was major pressure. I'm pretty sure I got them all done in a single semester, or at the very least in a single year. And it was insane. And honestly, I never want to have to work like that again, even if it means I don't get like hired as an illustrator for someone else's books. I don't mind. I honestly don't mind. Working on mostly admin stuff. Ugh, that sucks. But it's necessary. It's good work to do. Yeah, I'd love to see your recent whip. Yeah. Oh, so it's for the portfolio? Please share if you like. It'll be spotlight time. Artist spotlight time. Which was actually nice timing because it's almost break time here anyway. I wonder what I'm trying to do here. Oh, I see. This is coming across here. Maybe if I enforce that a little bit more. Ah, here we go. Let's take a look-see here. Of all the social media, though, I do prefer what you have shared, which is Blue Sky. Because they are not what is it called? They're not incorporated. Look at how cool this is. Well, I'm just taking a look at it myself. Also, everybody, look at this. Twitch.tv Casey Snow Art. Go check out Casey Snow Art. Oh, you know what? I didn't do a shout out. Let me do a shout out. There's only a few of us here, but I'm gonna do a shout out for you. If I can do it right. I hope I'm doing this right. Enter. Haha, it worked. There you go. Oh, you're welcome. Let me see if I can see this bigger. Wow. Theropods running through the woods lighting fires. Oh! Behavior seen in modern birds. I read about that. It was last year or the year before when I read The Bird Way. I can't remember the name of the author, but that book was incredible, and it was full of bookmarks for my griffins, for my griffin world. Like little sticky tabs so that I could reference it later for these different behaviors of the different kinds of birds, which I could incorporate into my griffins. And so, yeah, it's really cool. I loved that book because it showed that it's just like Darwin said, it's not a matter of a difference of kind, it's just a difference of degree between us and other animals. So the lighting is looking really nice with the flames too so far, and the nice contrast, so you can really see your subject even with this really strokey kind of painting so far. Wow, cool. Thank you for sharing. Go back to my green and black. Yours is all colorful and vibrant and exciting. Mine is just a bunch of lines. I mean, I guess mine is exciting in a different kind of way. And the same kind of way as like atoms are excited. There's lots of movement happening. Now my scene is meant to be more chill. The idea that dinosaurs would light fires with sticks to flush out prey makes total sense too. What did you use to create that? Just out of curiosity. Seemed like a digital medium. Ah, Clip Studio, nice. Did you get the Humble Bundle with all the Clip Studio and Photoshop brushes in it? I just got that last week. It's such a good deal. It's like hundreds of brushes. It might still be available. It also comes with a 1-year license to Clip Studio Paint Pro 4.0 or something. It was a really good deal. Well, don't worry, it's actually a Clip Studio bundle, and the brushes translate to Photoshop. So, might be worth it. Might be worth your while. At least check it out. As always, it's just a recommendation. You don't have to do anything that I say. I just got reminded of that because I was recently messing around in Clip Studio Paint because of that. I want this to angle differently, I think. This feels a little confusing about what's in front and what's in back. And if I can make it clearer now in the line art only stage, then it will be even better when I'm in the actual coloring stage. Okay, but I don't need to perfect every single little teeny tiny piece of this thistle flower. Let's take another step back, see what it's looking like, the overall effect. Some areas are catching my eye and I'm wondering about them, but all of these lines will be colored to match whatever color I put underneath. So it might be fine. So let's move forward. We've done everything on the left side now. All the way into the middle. I think we worked on those bees too down here. Let me double check. Whoa, not that big. Jeez. Did I work on this bee? Yeah, I think I did. That looks good. So, let's just move over here. Going to tackle the right side and see how far we can get. There's still a whole nother hour after break time. So yeah, basically a whole nother hour because break time is in a couple minutes. So we might be able to finish this step today. That would be really nice. There's a lot of wispy lines here because they were very thin, so they got taken away when I went hard on the levels, but it was worth it to get all of that stuff I didn't want out. This is meant to be really wispy, so I don't want too thick of lines. This is a spent flower. It looks a lot like a dandelion even. Not exactly. It's more like an old person's wispy hair. An old human's wispy hair is what they look like. that's good for that one. Moving down, let's tackle this little bud right here. It's by itself. Here we've got a little something right there. Wow, it's getting kind of warm in here. Yesterday it was kind of chilly. So I'm in the basement. So it stays fairly cool, especially if I open the window, but... well, it's break time. Oops. Wrong thing. Well, let's go ahead and take a break. Then I can take my sweater off. A perfect timing, because Casey Snow Art is going to lurk. Yay, thank you! I'm glad you think it looks fun. I'm really excited to finish it. Alright everybody, let's take a 5-minute break, get stretched and refreshed. All you lurkers are welcome to keep lurking. I'm going to put my be right back sign on it and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hello everyone, I'm back. I hope you had a great break. I am all rejuvenated and ready to spend the next 55 minutes finishing up, maybe we finish it? Finishing up the lines for my onomatopoeia bees. Had a yummy snack. Yay! Had some snack, had some water. Oh, here's a really big. We don't want this one. This one to be on top. There are some pretty complicated elements coming up though, so I won't be mad or anything if I can't get this done today, because I created a really complex scene here, so I need to respect that. Okay. Looking really good. This line, let's give it a little bit more oomph. So thin. We don't need it to be so thin. Oh, that's better. The same thing here. It's as if maybe the pen I was using was petering out a little bit. That's better. What I was doing here? What's this supposed to be? Maybe it's supposed to be another one of these shapes. Let's make it one, because otherwise it just looks like a kind of random straight line. Fill that in there. Yeah, that looks better. Let's create a little space here. Okay, little bud done. Moving over to the side. Got a teeny tiny bee and some smaller flowers. Oh, we've got two teeny tiny bees. Smaller flowers and then a medium bee. Well, I guess it's still a medium small bee. I have a nice variety of sizes of bees. Okay, so let's just work on this flower bud first and we'll work our way down. It's getting really exciting. We're getting really close to done. Man, I'm also feeling refreshed because I took my sweater off, like I said. And it's so much more comfortable not having that on when it's so warm today. It did say it was going to be warming over the next few days on the weather forecast. But it's interesting because it said that before with similar temperature ranges this year, but it didn't really seem to affect me down in my studio until this time. Or at least it's been a while. I think maybe it did, actually. I'm thinking harder about it, but it's been a while since the last heat wave actually affected me here in the basement. just sort of smooth out a little bit of these lines. Looking a bit jagged. Smooth them out. Okay, let's move over to the little lone bee first. I feel like I should give them names, but I know I won't remember them if I do, because there's so many. Yeah, that one's pretty good. Just a little bit extra on this antenna. Oh, and let's save. We haven't saved in a little bit. Okay, let's move down. We'll work on this bee. And then we'll work on the flower that it sits upon. Yes, and what I had been doing was trying to create separation between the flower and the bee, even though the bee is on the flower. But right here we have a tiny tangent happening. I should decide. I think I'll shorten this, because we could have overlap and I can make this really long. I don't want this tangent. So I want to pick one or the other, either shortening this or elongating it so that it's covering more of the bee, not leaving it so it's just barely perfectly touching. And so that means we also have a tangent happening with this line now, so we'll just get rid of this one. Draw another line that's farther out. So it's supposed to be following this general shape here. So actually we could add here. So if it was following this shape, it would be like this. Yeah, that's all right. Sweet, okay. And more. Buffer. Call it a little buffer between the bee. It's a bee buffer between the bee and the flower. Just to help with visual comprehension. Around the bottom of this wing a little bit more. That's better. Okay, I think that's good for the bee. And I do have some decisions to make right here. This flower is supposed to be higher up than this bee, but if I have this come out, I guess we could have it come out a little bit. That. It's the same tangent question. Is it coming out far enough, or is it a distraction that it's meeting perfectly at the very tip. But I think that's coming out far enough. What I learned in my illustration classes, and it was repeated over and over and over because people wouldn't learn, I guess, from the first time. And so it's over and over and over. Tangent. There's a tangent. It's distracting. So that was drilled into my head, but I can say with pride, not because I wasn't paying attention, but because I was there for the critique of everyone. Because you learn from others' critiques too. So I learned, avoid the tangents. Among other things, including stuff like, please learn how to draw hands. Please learn how to draw human hands. It's distracting. It's not your style. Not knowing how to draw hands. Like, there's the difference between style. People would say, well, that's just my style. But it's a very flimsy excuse. If you want to be a professional anyway, you know. And if you're going to college for illustration, I hope you want to be a professional. Of course, it's all your business. It's not my business. I just got really tired by my senior year of hearing the same things over and over. So it did affect me. It did affect me. Even if it wasn't my problem to solve or my responsibility in any way. So that's why I am always talking about tangents when I'm working on my illustrations. That was drilled in. And it's not just because I was told that. I agreed. It looks better if you avoid them, in my opinion. So that's why I choose to follow that teaching. There were lots of things like that, actually, where I didn't think it mattered that much. For instance, what I do here with this series, coloring the lines, I, until that point, had always used black lines, and I always wanted to use black lines because I wanted it to be inspired by manga. But then when I started digitally coloring the lines and using colored ink in my physical pieces for line work, I don't do it always. Sometimes I do like just a plain old black line, but the impact is very different. And in a series like this where I'm trying to make very vibrant, colorful pieces, it only makes sense to color the lines. And that was one of the first critique feedback I got was, how about trying coloring the lines instead of leaving them black? And then it was like, oh yes, what a genius bit of advice. And I've been doing it ever since for all of these pieces in this series. There was so much I learned from my illustration classes. It was a completely worthwhile experience. Worth the student loans. Just having a professional illustrator to critique your illustrations, because it's different. Illustration is different from other forms of visual media. Visual art. So the critiques that I got from other focused professors were never as, it's like I couldn't make them understand what I was trying to do. Yeah. I don't know if anybody understands what I'm even saying now, but when I was getting critiqued by my illustration professor, he just knew what I was trying to do and how to help me do it better. It was so great. There's a lot of stuff to change here. I think I'll just leave the rest of these open like this. I was changing them, but there's so many of them, I'll just leave it. That'll just be the rhythm of this flower. Oops. So I've got these ones ending and they're open. These ones I will fill in. So it's not the same as those others that have a little gap. Of course, these might end up getting cut off anyway when it's printed, but that's okay. We'll have them here for when we look at it digitally, even if they disappear in printing. Should I have this? The same principle that I'm using with the bees, where I'm giving space, or should I have them? I kind of want to have them connecting, even though they're different flower heads. They're not the main character. The main character is all of the bees. I don't like how this perfectly curves in here. Let's change this. There, that's a bit better. Something like that. In fact, we'll just make it go like that. Whew. My brain is working hard. It's amazing. I keep talking about it, but I think that changing to quarterly rewards have freed up a bunch of RAM in my brain so that I can put it towards this and I don't have to worry about May rewards, because now it's quarterly, so the next rewards will be at the end of July. So it's May and June. I can just stay focused. It's wonderful. I love it. And honestly, I've always struggled to get monthly rewards out because I've always struggled to create a monthly illustration. And until recently, I really believed everyone who told me that you've got to work faster. You have to get this work out faster or you can't be a professional. I decided to stop listening to that, and it's been so freeing, and now I'm going to be able to make even better work thanks to that. So I don't want to make a lot of work, I want to make good work. If it ends up being a lot, that's fine, but my goal is not quantity, but quality. Oops, I didn't want to erase that part. Oh, this is a bee. I don't want these touching. I was making it touch because I thought it was a flower, but that's not actually what I wanted to do. Is it not respecting my forward button? I think it's not. Wait. Huh. Okay. I think I'm back where I wanted to be. Alright, this flower, I think you're done. Just a tiny bit extra here. Call it good. We'll zoom out and look at it after we finish with this bee, which shouldn't take very long. The bees have been turning out fairly clean each time I get to one. I just want to create some space between the lines like I've been doing with all the other bees. I guess that's enough space there. Okay. Yeah, this one's looking real good. Okay, let's zoom out real quick and see. What's it look like overall? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay. Oh, should I tackle the other big bee? This is the one where I wanted to fix the head. I drew it way more flat than I intended to. Or should I work on this flower that's next to it first and keep working in the same direction? I think I'll work on the flower first. So I've got plenty of time, so it's not yet like yesterday where I'm trying to choose based on whether I can finish it in my remaining stream time. Plenty of time to work on whichever piece I want to. Some space in too. So here's the bee. Oops, wrong mode. Oopsie. Wrong mode again. I'm getting pretty good. This is only my second day using this shortcut that I programmed. Well, two shortcuts I programmed into my buttons on my walk home remote. I'm getting pretty good at using it, but I still forget sometimes to actually press the button. Or I forget which mode I'm on. Forget that I even need to press the button. Oh, here's a big one that needs to be erased. Oh, and more space to create around the bee. And how about this little bee? Anything to change here? Maybe a little bit more space for this antenna. Not too much to do though. Alright, that means that we're on to this big one. So I'm going to zoom out actually to work on this, rounding this. Oops, that's not the right mode. Rounding this head. Make this bigger. I'm going to need a lot of help from the stroke effect later to make sure I get any stray pixels from this. But for now, that's good. Look at how much better that looks. So much better. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it can be better. Sweet. Okay, go back to 7. Or I'll try. Ooh, it doesn't want to go to 7. There. This good old keyboard. This bee is so huge it feels too big when I zoom in. 200% has been great the whole time until working on this bee. It's like, dang, it's big. Oh yeah, let's add a little bit more here. Just like I did with that other bee at the top. Just to get the two sides more even. It's better. It's much better. What? I know I pressed the clear button because it didn't register. Maybe sometimes I press the button too, or I start drawing too soon after pressing the button. Again, this is only my second day using these shortcuts. Still figuring it out. Making it a part of the workflow. There's a lot of dry brush effect with these lines, so I'm having to do a lot of mental processing, deciding what I want to keep. And there's no right or wrong answer, so it makes it even harder, actually. So I could just keep everything the way it is. Don't necessarily have to change it or refine it. But I do feel reducing it a little bit helps it from being too chaotic. Sort of reining it in, maybe, is how we could describe it. I do want that organic line look, the inconsistencies, the marks that were made by chance, but I want to clean it up a little bit and make it easier on the eye as well. So I could thicken this line up a little bit too. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's take a look at the whole bee. And there's only 3 flowers left, and there's still about 20 minutes left in the stream. There are some areas I'm seeing that's like, I'm gonna take a little bit more. Wrong way. Wrong brush. Take a little bit more off. Let's actually zoom out far enough that I can see what the 2 really big bees look like together too. Oh, almost dropped my stylus on the floor. Well, that's pretty good. Okay, let's move on to the last 3 flowers. 3 flowers. There's only 3 flowers left. Only 3 flowers left. Do this little bud first. Oh, look at this big, obvious line just asking to be erased. If you're hearing sirens, that's coming from outside my window. First responders are going to help someone out. Okay, that bud is done. Let's work on this fully bloomed flower. We want to create space here between the bee and the flower. I was thinking this one looked really clean and I wouldn't need to do that much work on it, but this is a thing I need to put more effort into here. So I believe I have done this with all of the bees and the flowers so far. It's a trick I learned from manga and comics. Leave a little space between the background and the character or the subject, between the lines that make them up. This makes it a little easier to understand when you're only working in black ink on white paper. And my opinion is, if that works with just black and white, surely it would only add to a full color piece. And just make it stronger. Dang, sirens came back. Because it's another round of support. Ooh, 10-minute warning. 10 minutes until stream end. I've been thinking it's actually It's so nice. It feels like a big relief knowing that I have another illustration stream tomorrow since I added Tuesday to my streaming week starting this week. So nice to know that I get to work on this again. Before this week, I streamed only Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Starting this week, I added Tuesday for an extra illustration stream. It feels so good to get so much done in a single week. Oh, you can hear it, but there's a kid in the neighborhood behind our fence. They've been really boisterous recently. And right now they have started singing "Who Let the Dogs Out?" They're just shouting it at the top of their lungs. And at the part where it's like woof, 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 the kid is going crazy. It's not like the song, it's like a mad dog. Now an actual dog is barking. I really want to get this last little flower tuft in the corner done today. There's only 5 minutes left, but that's the only thing left of this step of the process. Although I will need to turn on the stroke effect to do the little final cleanup, so it's not like I'm completely done, but it's going to feel great. I think I can finish this, because look at how small it is. Look at how small it is. Yeah. We can do this. Oh, the kid's back. Singing, "Who Let the Dogs Out?" Kid must have just discovered this song and it's probably their new favorite thing. Alright, maybe I won't actually make it go up to the edge for this one. look at this stuff here. Get rid of that. Oh, this is a little tangent here, but I'll leave it. It's so small. So small. It's in the corner. Really likely to be cut off by the printing process. Just let it be. Look at this one. Didn't even notice that. It's all stuck together in the middle. We want some space in there. Thicken the lines back up on the outside. There, that's better. Now it's got some room to be. Oh, that's good. Yay! Perfect timing. We've got a couple minutes, so we can just zoom out real quick. Have a look at what it looks like overall. Did I get this one? Is there a whole section that I actually forgot? I think I didn't actually get this section. Ah! Because look, I didn't erase that little part sticking out there. I definitely would have gotten that. Well, it's okay, because we're coming back to this tomorrow. Yeah, I missed a part. I missed this little B at the bottom. Well, I gotta remember that tomorrow. Hopefully I do. Let's save real quick. So it's time to call it good for today. So I saved. Yep. I believe that's going to be all for today's live stream. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, chatting, and everything else you do to support Studio Mikarts. If you're new to my channel and you want to see more, please follow Studio Mikarts on Twitch to get notified next time I go live. You can also support me by becoming a Twitch subscriber to get ad-free viewing and cute emotes, joining my Patreon for lovely illustrated goodies in the mail, or sending some creative fuel through Buy Me a Coffee. All the links to those are in my Twitch About section or in the YouTube description if you're watching the recording. Tomorrow I will be back at the same time working on this project again, so I hope to see you then. But either way, let me wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for watching.